Hello and welcome to Good Morning DRC TV, where I bring you information on what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I want to touch on several things, but one of it will be the mineral deal that I talked about 2 weeks ago, because there is developments in that respect. So here I am to break it down for you. I do my best to look and read beyond what is written and what you see, so we can analyze and put things in proper perspective, especially when it comes to dealing with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here I am to bring you an update. Now, before I bring you an update, I just want to make it loud and clear what my position is with regard to this deal. If you have not watched the video that I put online today, the 18th of April, please do, if you can, watch that video. You will have a ton, if I can call it a ton, but you have a lot of knowledge in terms of the history of the DRC. When I say history, for the last 30 years, especially to do with the conflict that is now going on in the DRC. Please do watch that video. You will have a lot of understanding, and what I say here will make a lot of sense to you. So I please ask you to do that. So today I want to talk about the mineral deal, but before I do it, as you would learn from my previous videos, I'm a Pan-Africanist. That means, or Pan-African, that means that I want, or I envision an Africa that is totally dependent upon itself. I know we live in a world today that is interdependent, but saying that within that framework, within that worldview, Africa has also to earn its own respect by its neighbors and the people that it deals with. When you look at our history as African and as a continent, it does not please me to see how we have paid such a heavy price for other people to industrialize themselves, and we are left behind. And absolutely, the current position that we're in, it's not a good one. So therefore, I'm not the one to support, I'm not the one to encourage the kind of deal that is now taking place in the DRC. What I see here as a problem, which in a way prompts me to look at this deal with a little bit of positivity in it, is what Kagame is doing in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, whenever we deal with Rwanda and what Rwanda is doing in the DRC, I've always mentioned this. The fact that Kagame could not do what he has been doing in the DRC if he had not received the support of the US, the UK, Canada, France, and all these countries. He could not have been able to do that. But if he's been able to do it, is because those superpowers decided to turn the blind eye to what was going on. So he decided to do a dirty job for his masters. But now time has come that it must stop. Congo has suffered enough, such a heavy price that the Congo has paid. I'll never stop saying this until people really get it, that over 10 million people have lost their lives in the eastern part of Congo in the last 30 years. What for? Just so that other people can actually get to enjoy and lay their hands on the minerals. Now, the initiative to invade the Congo is not solely dependent on Kagame. No, they are the US, you've got the UK, you've got France. They all had this agenda for a long time, but now that they find somebody who could fulfill that in the person of Paul Kagame, he did it, and he opened the doors, and he looted, and he did all kind of evil things against the people of the DRC. Now, I know there are critics, there are those who are listening who will come back with comments. I welcome your comments. As you know, I don't shy away from it. I respond to it. Let's talk, let's engage in a dialogue. I'm ready for it. But what I'm saying here is this. When I look at what is currently happening right now, against everything that I believe, against everything that I would wish would happen, I have to say that I embrace the deal that is currently taking place between the DRC and the US. That deal, the mineral deal, is one that will hopefully bring about peace in that region. It will give the DRC space to breathe, to recoup, and be able to prepare itself and propel it for development. That means that now that the US has shown interest, has accepted this deal, I told you 2 weeks ago that Kagame's time is finished in that region and in that part of the world. He was kind of a strong man for the past 25 years, but no more. Mark my word. If you doubt, mark my word. His time is finished. The man is absolutely finished. His boss has come in and told him to basically F off, and he's told him in no uncertain terms to get out. And that's basically what is going to unfold. This Massad Boulos, who is the Trump's envoy in Africa, was in state visits last 2 weeks, I think it was. He visited several countries that including the DRC, Rwanda, and he talked to Yoweri Museveni of Uganda and William Ruto. He made it clear to all these neighboring countries of the DRC that we must find peace and we must work together in order to bring about the emergence of a good climate, if you like, and the development of the sub-Sahara Africa. Now, by saying that this is the official, this is kind of was out in the open for everybody to hear. But behind that, he gave them the instruction from Donald Trump, from the White House, that you must take your hands off of the DRC. So he instructed Kagame to get his troops out. And this is the reason why they pulled out of Walikali. It was under the instructions of Massad Boulos, who was there. And he told Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, you must take your people out. And he told Ruto, back off. So all these things that I'm saying here, you're about to see it now unfolding. You can see the situation within the United Nations or UN Security Council. They're tempering, they're tossing around. They are not really capable of telling Kagame to stop what he's doing. That's because the EU has an interest to steal and to be able to do trade deals with Kagame. But I tell you, Americans are bullies. And you know from what you know of Donald Trump that the guy is a bully, and he's not there because he likes the Africans or likes Congo. Far from it. He does not give a damn what happened to Congolese. He's in it for the money, and he's there to boss everybody around. So he's given Kagame his instructions, his marching orders, get out. He's given Yoweri Museveni marching orders, get out. He told all of them basically to get out and leave the DRC alone. And this is what we shall see. So what is actually unfolding is this. I'll just give you a quick one, but I'll play the clip so you can actually listen to what the man has to say. But let me just comment on that. So what you see happening with Joseph Kabila is this. Okay, so Kagame, knowing that he's been kicked out of the DRC, so he's thinking, my gosh, am I going to lose this game right now? So he pulls on Joseph Kabila. If you watch the tape the video that I put out, you will understand that Kagame is Joseph Kabila's mentor. So he called his mentee and told him, look, you got to get inside there because they're kicking me out. So we must have you inside there so you can play that role within the DRC. Because Kabila, in quotes, is seen as Congolese, saying the fact that he was president there, so he says you have a better chance of playing this role within. I've got to get out. I'm told to get out. I must obey. So he injected Kabila back into Goma. So right now Kabila is in Goma to officially take over the AFC of Nanga and M23 group. So he's there basically as a rebel. So what will happen from then on, you will see that it is Kabila who's going to be at the forefront of everything, because Rwanda has to back off and Kagame has to back off. So this is what will unfold in the days to come. But I want you to know, even Kabila, where he is at the moment, they've tried everything. Kabila tried, Moise Katumbi tried. Kagame tried. They've all tried to stop this deal from materializing, for being accepted at the White House. They've done all the lobbying in the world that you know, but it failed to stop Donald Trump accepting the deal from the DRC. So this deal is going to happen. It is already taking shape. Today, that is, today's today's the 19th, which is Friday, but Thursday, the 18th, Massad Boulos gave instructions and told the whole world that it's time for Kagame to end his crap, to end his rhetoric, to end his stupidity in that region. He must stop and get out. So that means that the US is getting ready right now in order to come and do business in the DRC. Now, you can hear the excitement in my voice. It doesn't mean I like this deal. This is what I mentioned to you before, but I want to see my people stop dying every day. I don't want to see them being killed. They've already killed more than 10 million people. So they all want these minerals. So if the US want it, let's come through the front door and do business. And this is what Donald Trump is about. Let's do business, and that's the only thing that he cares about. And what we want to see is peace reign in that region. It will help us so that we can actually recoup and begin to build a strong army that will be able to defend the nation in years to come. And that's what we need. So I'm going to play this clip for you, but I just wanted to give you that sort of analysis so you can understand. But I do recommend that you watch the video that I put out today. It will help you put things in proper perspective. So here is Boulos, so you can hear from his own mouth in terms of what is going to unfold. Here's Boulos for you.
Rwanda to withdraw its troops from DRC and that the M23 rebel group lays down its arms. The United States has made it its business to bring peace to the Democratic Republic of Congo as it seeks to cash in on its minerals. US President Donald Trump on Thursday, through his advisor on Africa, Massad Boulos, made it clear that he expects a swift resolution to the security crisis plaguing Eastern DRC to make it possible for American private investors to move in.
President Félix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of the Congo has a powerful ally in US President Donald Trump, who on Thursday demanded Rwanda immediately withdraws its troops from the DRC and that the rebel group M23 lays down its arms.
Now he expects all parties to demonstrate that readiness through action.
President Trump's advisor on African affairs, Massad Boulos, father-in-law to his daughter Tiffany, who met with President William Ruto earlier this month, announced in a press briefing on Thursday that the US and Congo were pursuing a minerals deal.
President Tshisekedi and I discussed a minerals deal. Of course, we need a more stable environment to achieve this objective.
President Tshisekedi has been dangling the carrot of minerals at President Trump in a strategy to outsmart President Paul Kagame, with whom he is engaged in a war of words prior to a meeting in Qatar last month and alleged armed conflict.
The US position is that the M23 must lay down their arms and Rwandan forces must withdraw from the DRC. The United States does have quite a bit of tools at its disposal that it can and will use if need be.
The DRC is possessed of 70% of the world's cobalt and coltan, critical to the powering of smart devices.
Following our discussions with conflict participants, M23 pulled back from the town of Walikale.
China, with whom the US is currently engaged in a trade war, has been DRC's primary partner in minerals extraction, in infrastructure for minerals deals that go back to 2007. China recently placed restrictions on the export of its rare earth minerals to the US. The European Union called for withdrawal of Rwanda's troops from the DRC and an end to cooperation with M23. The European Parliament called for the suspension of its minerals deal with Rwanda. As for an African solution.
So here's the deal. As you heard it from Massad Boulos, and let's just listen to the man again.
A long time, for many years, just like President Trump expressed, and I said earlier in my opening statement, we do expect and hope and expect that this will end very, very quickly.
And as for Rwanda's concerns over the FDLR,
they have to feel safe from any such threats, whether they are actual or perceived.
Olive Burrows, Citizen TV.
I like what I'm listening to right now. There is that excitement in my voice, and it must be because I want to see the people of Congo stop dying the way they have died. Come on, 10 million people, enough is enough. That's almost the population of Rwanda. These are not insects, they're human beings, but in the mind of those killers, they think of them as lesser being than themselves, and this is why it is wrong. It must be stopped. I like the fact that Boulos said they have many tools that they can and will use to enforce the White House will upon Kagame. This is what will happen. And like I said, the US is stepping in and they will boss it, and all these guys will get out. That is Museveni, and that is Ruto, and their leader, Kagame. As far as Joseph Kabila is concerned, the eyes of the Americans are going to be upon him, and he will also receive instructions not to mess about. So he is an in-house rebel that must be contained, and that will happen. No question about that. But just wanted to bring you this news. Just as far as this is concerned, just know that the deal, the mineral deal, is done. Now, one thing that I have to say, it is upon the government of the DRC to better use this to leverage and be able to make the most of this, because China and the US are all in fight for the minerals. Now, it is upon the DRC to be able to play the cards so that it is a win-win situation for the people of Congo, but that is for another video. I just wanted to leave it here. The deal is already on the way. So in about, I don't know how long, but it is coming, because it is, as far as I'm concerned, already sealed. It is a done deal, and it's goodbye for Kagame. Get out of the DRC. Goodbye to Ruto. Get out. And goodbye to Museveni. Get out as well. You mouthy Muhozi, the son of Museveni, mouthing along. I think now he has no way to do that, because you won't listen to him talk crap anymore about the DRC. That is done. So friends, please, if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. Share this link with other people. Let's get involved. Talk and let me hear your voice. Many thanks. Take care. Bye-bye for now.